Hi everyone, my name is Isabella and welcome to my kitchen. It's been a while. We are on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. So please join us. Please share the content with others so others can join as well. Say hello, please comment. I guess this camera needs teeny weeny adjustment. Okay, I think this is better. Okay, so say hi. Please don't hesitate to do that. No, something's still off. Okay, there we go. So please say hi. Please tell me where you're joining from. And do you have a hi Agata if you have a Thermomix or you don't, or you have no clue what it is, or you actually love it? Let me know if you can hear me. Agata, if you can let me know if the voice is good, then I would greatly appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. I see some friends. Oh, I see Bob. I see Soul. Thanks for joining. Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to do some sweet and sour pork recipe, but it's actually we're going to make it with chicken today. And we are going to make a poppy seed cake, a little bit different. Okay, so I guess you can hear me well. Okay, so what do we start off with? Of course, our Thermomix has the great Cook I Do platform that has over 90,000 different recipes in many languages and from different countries. So we are going to go to my week, top left corner, three lines in the top left corner, and then go to my week. So we are going to use the sweet and sour pork recipe. We are going to skip a few steps because I did marinate the pork for us already. So I have it right here, but I will tell you what goes into the marinade. And she was late for dinner, so now she needs to wait until we're done because they were called for dinner. So the recipe, when we go to start cooking, it asks us to measure things, our ingredients into a bowl. So we set a bowl on our lid, and we add 16 ounces pork tenderloins cut into pieces, or in this case, I use chicken tenderloins cut into pieces. We added 1 ounce mirin, 2 teaspoons soy sauce, a teaspoon of vegetable oil, some white pepper to taste, and I stirred this around, and it was just sitting and marinating for about an hour or so. I prepared 2 tablespoons of cornstarch or potato starch, either or, with some water, which is going to be our thickening agent a little bit later. So once it's ready to be poured in, we're going to stir it up again. But it's been sitting here prepared for us. So now we place half an ounce of vegetable oil. So now we're going to start the cooking, okay? Hi, Ivanka. Hi, Grace. So nice to see you. Hi, Amal. Okay. We're going to tear because I took the lid off, and half an ounce of vegetable oil of your choice. I'm going to use avocado oil this time. I like it doesn't have too much aroma when there's some stir frying going on. So half an ounce, okay. And we click next, 1 garlic clove. And those of you who know me know that one is never enough. So a couple of garlic cloves and half an ounce of fresh ginger. So here we have some ginger. Oh, and we have Was there ginger? Okay. Okay, let's get rid of the phone call. So yes, the ginger, and now we close this up and turn on for 3 seconds, speed 9 to chop it up. We are going to scrape this down with our spatula. Our spatula is just, it's great because it fits everywhere in our mixing bowl. So look what we have. Just 3 seconds. Brilliant, isn't it? Hi, Anya. So nice to see you. So I'm scraping this down a bit. And what do? We place the simmering basket on top, and we are going to cook this for 3 minutes. So we're going to transfer this to our rear Thermomix, and that's where we're going to continue our dinner while we're going to prepare our cake in the front Thermomix, okay? So do I want to resume the last recipe? No, but I am going to go to my week. I was weighing out ingredients earlier, and I'm just going to advance to Okay, just advance a couple of steps and turn this on with simmering basket on for 3 minutes. Reverse speed to 212 Fahrenheit. And here's the simmering basket that we are going to put on top and take the measuring cup out. Okay, so we have that. The Thermomix is our spatula for there is there. Okay, so now how do we swap recipes? Well, we just go home and then we click on the 3 lines. We actually have a bookmark for our recipe. 3 lines, again, my week. And we are going to start with our cake. That recipe is in Polish, but I am going to translate that for you. So heat on the oven for 200 Celsius, so 375 Fahrenheit, 390 Fahrenheit. So in case we forget to turn on the oven to preheat things, we do have a reminder within our recipe. We do need to grease our pan, but I'm going to use the butter paper from the paper from the butter to grease the pan a little bit later. Okay, so I have separated my eggs from my egg whites and my yolks from my egg whites. So we are going to use our butterfly whisk. Hi, Natalia. Nice to see you. So I'm entering the butterfly whisk, and I'm going to pour the 9 egg whites that I used previously separated. See, all my cake ingredients are on the other counter, and a little bit of salt. Now on the other counter because there's too much of everything, and I wasn't able to fit everything with the 2 Thermomixes here. Okay, so we close this up and turn it on for 4 minutes, speed 4, 36 degrees Celsius. So here's the thing, our butterfly whisk, that works only up to speed 4. Otherwise, because it's a butterfly, no more than 4 because it will fly away. So that no more than 4. This rhymes, so hopefully you can remember that because it has little wings and it can fly away. Hi, Nitka, nice to see you. So for those of you who are joining, please share content someplace else, so maybe others would like to join us as well. So the more the merrier. Of course, please ask questions. Please say hello. Hi, Eva. So nice to see you. Thank you for joining. So what are we making? Well, we're making a sweet and sour pork recipe, but instead of pork tenderloins, we are going to use chicken tenderloins. I already marinated them with some oil, some white pepper. We have a mirror. Okay, so they have been sitting here for about an hour. And so we have 13 seconds left in the back. Our garlic and our ginger are being stir fried. And here in the front Thermomix, we are whisking our egg whites for our poppy seed cake. And actually, that is the Sławomir Zabawa poppy seed cake. Okay, so we're going to remove our simmering basket. And we need 3 ounces of rice vinegar. Let me show the aromas already. Look at this. Okay, so we have some aromas. Hi, Yola, nice to see you. So we're going to add 3 ounces of rice vinegar. The great thing is we don't need any measuring cups, measuring spoons. We have a scale within our Thermomix built in, and we just pour things in. So a little bit less dishes. Yes, I do have more dishes because I already pre-prepared some of the ingredients. But in general, we are avoiding the tablespoons and the measuring spoons, and we are avoiding our measuring cups. Okay. So 3 ounces of rice vinegar, 3 ounces of sugar. So I'm going to skip the sugar or substitute agave syrup for the sugar because we are not sugar people. But this is also an example for you of how we can substitute ingredients if we don't like to use certain things. Of course, you can use monk-fruit sugar in here as well. And now I overdid it, but that's okay. And 1 ounce of ketchup. I'm sorry you can't see everything, but the reason I decided to go this way is because this is going to be cooking more, and we are going to be doing a little bit. I'll show you here what's going on. Okay. 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. So the soy sauce, let's just we can wing it. Okay, 1 teaspoon is actually 5 grams, but my Thermomix is set, I believe, into ounces. So I will just eyeball it, like Rachel Ray. She usually eyeballs things. And half a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. So just a couple of drops. Okay. If we add more, it's going to be a little bit spicier. However, then again, soy sauce will make it more salty. But then, as you probably noticed, we haven't used salt so far in our dinner recipe. So 7 minutes, speed just stirring, again with the simmering basket. And this actually asks us to uh, pour no, I don't have pineapple, the pineapple juice mixture with the cornstarch, to pour that in to pour that in 2 minutes after before it's done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my timer. We have 6.5 minutes. I'll show you on the front where the timer is. So 6.5, so 4.5 minutes. That is actually something we have. Okay, so okay. So press timer with the timer. We actually have a timer now on our Thermomix. So we press on the arrow, drop down on the menu, and we press on timer, and we can set our timer. Okay, so I set it to finish off 2 minutes before the end of the cooking time. Okay, so we close out, and our next step here is to remove our butterfly whisk and actually to transfer this to a different bowl. But what I'm going to do is I'm not going to transfer these. So for now, we're going to leave as is. I'm actually going to use a Thermomix bowl that is already dry. So we skip the washing and drying part. Okay. So here we're going to add 350 grams of poppy seed. Okay, and my sugar. So let's pour that in. I didn't open the poppy seed bag only because I didn't want anything to spill. So tearing and pouring 350 grams of poppy seeds. The bag is about 500 grams, so it's not going to be the entire bag. They usually come in 200 grams, but I have the bigger ones. Okay, so 350. So as you can see, our Thermomix, for those of you who are not familiar with it, is multifunctional because so far we were cooking already, we were grating, and now we are going to be milling. 30 seconds, speed 10. It is going to be a little bit loud, so please excuse me. And let me close the bag to make sure I don't have poppy seeds flying all around the kitchen in a few minutes, just in case I touch it and things would spill around. Hi, Keisha. Nice to see you. Hi, Kanikirenka. Nice to see you. Dziękuję za komplement, Keisha. Bardzo mi miło. Okay, so 30 seconds, and we transfer this to another bowl. This is our spatula for our dinner. And here we are going to transfer the milled, it's not fully milled, but it is ground for us, okay? The poppy seed. This is better. Okay. So I'm transferring that to another bowl because we're going to continue with the batter, okay? So now we add, okay, I skipped something. I know I skipped something. Okay, 300, I knew that, 300 grams of sugar. So what I am going to do, because it needs to be powdered sugar. So what do? We actually, I am going to use some partially monk fruit. So I'm going to add 200 grams of monk fruit. and we're going to make the powdered sugar ourselves. Powdered sugar is actually costs twice as much money, so it's more expensive than regular sugar. So we're better off buying just regular sugar and milling it into powder and confectioner's sugar ourselves. And I'm going to add 50 grams of just brown sugar. And I am cutting down on the amount of sugar I'm using, just because we don't like our cakes to be too sweet. So now we're going to do this manually. And what do? We go home, so that little home, and I'm going to do 10 seconds. So the dial that is actually enlarged is the dial that we control with our knob. So I turn the knob to 10, and I turn this on, touch the speed dial, and turn this on to speed 10. And in 10 seconds, we will have get rid of the ingredients that we don't need. Okay, and now we just press on the bookmark. Look at this. Nothing's burning. We just have some powdered sugar. Okay? Beautiful. That's our timer, and I'm thinking to myself, what's that noise? And that's the timer. So the timer is asking, see, now I'm doing two things at the same time. Let me grab a plate because this is very, okay, we're good. We're going to pour in the mixture that we have. Hi, Łukasz. Hi, Anya. We're going to pour the mixture of the water and the cornstarch or potato starch. So it's up to you, whichever you have handy. They're pretty much interchangeable. Maybe you want to use tapioca. That's also a good choice. They have almost the same, they're interchangeable. Cornstarch and potato starch are interchangeable, and tapioca, okay? So throwing that into the sink. So let this cook a bit, putting our simmering basket back on top. Okay, so now that we have 300 grams of powdered sugar, we need 240 grams of butter, okay? So, oh, and why am I wearing this way, cowboy boots? Is because our next trip is going to be to Austin, Texas. And if you already own a Thermomix or you don't own one and you would like to go with us, please let me know because you can still go with us, okay? So we added the juices. Okay, what we do, okay, let me do the butter and then I'll work on the dinner. I thought I will be turning this on with the butter, the sugar and the butter. Okay, time is up. Yes, time is up and we know about that. And we need to, okay, we're done with the timer. See, when I'm live using two Thermomixes, maybe it wasn't that a good idea, but I hope you forgive me. But at least we will have dinner and dessert and our cake batter ready in approximately the same time. Okay. So we are at 220 and just a little bit more, and we will have 240, almost there. If anybody would like the recipe, I will post the link under the video, and then later when everything is done, I will post a picture as well and give you the links. Post the links as well. So now I'm adding, hi Eva, now I'm adding the egg yolks, so the 9 egg yolks that before we had separated from the egg whites. Okay. So if you're just joining, we're making sweet and sour chicken, and we are making some poppy seed bread. We close this up, and 2 minutes, speed 5. Okay, let this do the work. So now we remove the sauce. So here we have our thickened sauce for the sweet and sour pork. Aha, so we need another bowl. Okay. Let's see what we have. Okay, the closest thing that I have actually is going to be very in season because it's a heart-shaped bowl. Okay, so that's what I have handy, and this is where I'm going to transfer our sauce because there isn't that much of it, so I can just use a regular bowl. It's cute too. We have a couple of promotions going on currently for those of you who have and don't have your Thermomixes. For those who have your Thermomixes and you would like to purchase some serving products or maybe a second mixing bowl, because of Super Bowl, we have 23% off on the second mixing bowl and on serving bowls because of Super Bowl. So if you're interested in that, let me know, and I will provide you more details or a link for that. And for those who don't have Thermomixes, we have a promotion to receive a blade cover and cooler um, for with your purchase. Okay, so we transfer it to a bowl. We add the marinated pork. Okay. And without measuring cups, so we just pulls this up for 5 minutes. We're going to cook that for 5 minutes. Okay, so one bowl less on my counter. Now, here we will add, look at this. Look how creamy this is. And we didn't have to do anything. We add 600 grams of apples. Okay. So as you can see, so far, no flour. So apples, and close this up and turn it on for 15 seconds, speed 4. Just a couple more steps. And our cake will be ready. Hi, Joanna. Hi, Basha. Nice to see you. So tell me where you're from, or have you made this cake before? Tell me something about yourself. Okay, so this has been chopped for us. And now, look, chopped and incorporated together. Now we add our poppy seeds, okay, previously milled. Okay, and we add 100 grams of cranberries, dried cranberries. You can use raisins if you prefer, of course, or you can skip this all together, or maybe you prefer nuts. Go ahead and do that and add them. So whatever you like. And I'm going to skip the extract. And here, instead of adding 80 grams of farina, which is not gluten-free, and I've made this before, I'm going to add 80 grams of ground oatmeal. So it is going to do the job, a similar job, or the same job. And it's going to make it gluten-free. If you ever have any questions about gluten-free cooking, let me know. I'll be more than happy to give you some hints, tips, tricks. Maybe you're just starting on a gluten-free diet and you're not sure where to start. Give me a buzz. I've been cooking gluten-free, or almost always gluten-free, for about 15 years. And, oh, I forgot about the baking powder. So 3 teaspoons of baking powder. 1, 2. This seems to be a lot. I don't know. I think there's some air in there. Okay. Well, let's hope things work out. minute, speed 4. Okay. So who do we have? So we have Joanna. We've seen Joanna already, and we have Warren, and I think Yola from on Instagram. Yola from California. So tell me if you've made these recipes before. Oh, for those joining, we're making a sweet and sour chicken, and we are making poppy seed cake with apples and no cake. And so what I was talking about earlier, I mentioned the blade cover and peeler. So if you don't have a Thermomix yet, so this is free with your purchase, okay? So blade cover and peeler. So maybe you would like to have that for your Thermomix. Maybe you would like to have that with your Thermomix when you purchase it. That's just about the only thing that doesn't come with it. Okay, so hi Lena, hi Lena. What am I making? Sweet and sour pork and cake. Okay, so this isn't mixed very well. Because I didn't let the air out earlier, as I said that things were a little bit too high. So you know what? I'm going to go back. Since I stirred it a bit, let the air out. I'm going to give it another 10 seconds of mixing, because I'm not going to do a good of a job with the spatula. Okay, so we go back, and instead of a minute, so it was a minute, I'm going to cut it down to 30 seconds and speed 4 to just remix it together. And let's go to our chicken. So our chicken isn't fully cooked yet, so I'm going to give it a few more minutes. This wasn't long enough, because this needs to go to another bowl. Okay, so we're just going to go back. I guess things aren't working out as they were supposed to, but that's okay. This is the first time I'm making this recipe, and you know I like to make things for the first time live with you. That's okay. Okay, so much better now. Okay, it's very much better incorporated. Okay, so now we are going to add our, this looks really good. We're going to add our egg whites that we have put in our one more mixing bowl. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to scrape some of the egg whites off the lid. And get rid of the butterfly whisk. And Panda needs to wait too, because she ignored me when I called for dinner. So now she needs to wait. Yes, you do need to wait. Ta-ta! She's not happy, but that's okay. Dinner was served. So do your pychotki, prawda? What am I making? Natalia is asking. So I'm making sweet and sour pork, and I'm making poppy seed bread, Sławomir zabawa. And now we are going to use the spatula and help stir things together. So we're going to put the spatula in here, and a minute speed 1. So sometimes the Thermomix needs our help. And in this case, I'm going counterclockwise to help it do a better job. So what am I making? Again, those of you joining, I see quite a few are watching. Thank you for doing so. Please share with others. Maybe others would like to see join us as well. We're on Instagram. We're also on YouTube. Yes, we're still going. So I'm making sweet and sour chicken, and I'm making some poppy seed bread, sohom baba. So that's the one that doesn't use dough, doesn't use flour. It does use farina, but here we substituted with some ground oatmeal to make it gluten-free. And we are just about done. Okay, let's see what we have. Look at this, okay? So our dough is liquid because of the egg whites. It is going, I think we're about done. We are going, yes. This is going to be baking for an hour, okay? So let's see what we have here. Actually, what I will do is I will put this in a pan later, and I will post you a picture. And in the meantime, I am going, once this is done in the back, I am going to swap the mixing bowls in order for us to continue with the recipe in the front for our sweet and sour chicken. Okay, so let me see. Too much of a mess? Yes. So let me go into the recipe. How do we go into the step that we need? 3 lines. So from the main screen, 3 lines in the top left corner, and go to recently cooked. And my recently cooked are the saves our last 50 recipes that we have made. I'm going to press the sweet and sour, and instead of a restart, I resume. And I am quitting the recipe that we just made, and I am going to move forward to the step that we are going to. Okay, so step 5. Okay, so we are going to strain our meat. Let me grab a bowl to strain. I'm going to use the simmering basket to strain. Okay, so we have a bowl ready for us, and the simmering basket is going to do a great job for us as a strainer. We can use the varoma as a strainer. We can use the simmering basket as a strainer as well. Who do we have? Those are okay. So I don't know those social media handles, but hello, you can say hi, please, on Instagram. Since you're not many of you are saying anything, but I would like to know where you're from. Thank you for watching. We're almost done. Just a few more seconds. And we have our, okay. I think I have everything, pretty much. Okay. Yes, so now our chicken is good. Going to press next. Strain cooked pork and discard the broth. Okay, so we're straining. Getting rid of whatever is on the bottom because we don't want the liquid. Per recipe. Okay. So, I went too far. So strain cooked pork and discard the broth, or chicken in this case. So discard the broth, transfer pork to a bowl, okay? And now the next step will be add 4 ounces of red bell pepper, 4 ounces yellow pepper, and 4 ounces of onion cut into pieces. So I already did that. Hi, Maja, so nice to see you. So I already did that. Pre-weighted, okay? And without measuring cup, we are going to cook this for 3 minutes, okay? So we have our chicken, we have our sauce, we have our vegetables going now. And how long are we what time is it? Okay, it's we're on for 40 minutes. So we can see what the next steps are going to be. We can go to preview, and then we're going to add our pork and our sauce and pineapple chunks. And then we are going to cook it for another minute 30. So we are going to wait. We're going to finish off the recipe, okay? So for those of you who are just joining, we made batter for poppy seed bread or cake, okay? So actually, you know what? I can grease the pan right now and throw this into the oven. Okay, so my chicken is here. A little bit limited on the counter space. Okay, let's move around a bit. Okay, so I'm going to use some parchment paper, and what I do is I always crumble it because then it's going to be easier for it to be placed and for it to be placed into our pan. And I do have some of the butter stick, okay? And I'm going to, whatever was left over, I'm just going to grease the paper, parchment paper. And I'm going to place it in our pan. And I'm also going to grease a smaller piece of paper because I'm going to put it in two pans. So one smaller pan and one bigger pan. Okay, and I didn't crumble this, but I will do so now. And now placing this here. And we are going to pour our batter into our pans. And that is going to go into the oven. Because the oven is already preheated. So depending on how thick you want it, it bakes for about an hour. Okay. Because it does have some baking powder, it is going to rise. Okay. This should be good. But let me see how much is left over. Okay, let's pour this baby in here. Almost. Okay. We can always press on our knob or click next to stop the sound of a Thermomix. We can actually go into settings and we can adjust the volume or the length of how long the sound the Thermomix is going to be calling us. So from forever to whatever you want, or even to turn it off. But for example, if you're in a different room and you won't be able to hear, or you're not checking the time. Okay, let me finish off with this and put it in the oven, and then we're going to go back to our dinner. It's going to be another minute and a half before the dinner is done. Okay, so I need to wash my hands a bit. Poppy seed batter all over the place. Okay, so one baby's going to the oven. And then we have our mini baby going into the oven as well. Okay, let me wipe the counter from whatever I spilled. Now, we add our, look at this. Okay, so this is stir fried. It's going to be nice and crispy. Hi, Babusha, nice to see you. Hi, Dorota. We add the pork. Okay. From our that we strained earlier. Okay. And we add the sauce that we made as well. Looks so good. This is really going to be good. Some sweetness and some sourness. And the next step is to add the pineapple. I do have fresh pineapple. That's why I didn't have the juice. That's why I used regular water for our cornstarch or potato starch, because I didn't have. This is just regular pineapple, fresh pineapple. So I don't know how much. I guess there is some juice in here. I think this will be enough. The rest we're going to just munch on. And we are going to place the simmering basket on top again. Everything is dirty anyway, so place this on 1:30, and our dinner is going to be done. Okay, let's see the counter. Let me know if you have questions. Maybe you have some questions. If you would like to invite me to your home, or maybe you would like to have a demo online, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to do that. I can either come to your home, or like I said, we can do this on Zoom as well. And I can show you more and tell you more about Thermomix. And we can, of course, if it's in person, it's going to be hands-on for you to learn how to use it. If you need any assistance, maybe there's something you don't know, maybe you need some hints, tips, and tricks, also please reach out. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. I do have some of you reaching out here and there, asking things, because maybe you don't use your thermomixes as much, and also us as consultants, because we do use them a little bit more, we may have a solution for your issue. As I said, we have, for those who do own thermomixes right now, we have a promotion. Right, if starting today, going to Sunday, it's a Super Bowl promotion. So we have a discount of 23% on serving bowls, mixing bowls. So if you would like to purchase them and would like some assistance, also let me know. 23% because it's 2023, right? So maybe you need something. Okay, and we're done. Oh, and I got rid of my. Haha. Okay, so look at this. Chitty chatty. Yes, okay, it's 48 minutes and going back and forth. It took a little bit longer than I expected, but I greatly appreciate all of you sticking it out with me. Let's see. Okay, to try this out. Mmm. Mmm. This is really good. This is really good. This is a keeper. This is really a keeper. Hi, Grażyna. I highly recommend it. I will post links for you. I will post pictures of the poppy seed cake when it's done, for you to see if you haven't made it before. Maybe you have tasted it before, but maybe you haven't made it. So thank you for joining. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy Super Bowl Sunday. And I will see you soon. I'm not sure when, but hopefully I will see you soon. Have a good night, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.